Joe. It's my pleasure to bring lyrics to this beat we on. Pick the features, Paul. In addition, I make rap fantastic, automatic with this heat. Brain patterns getting scattered if we beef, little nigga, what's up? It's the character, the swagger and stuff. Got your nerds hating Adderall, you focus on the camera, bro. Peace panning from the waist to the throat. Long kiss from my bitch to your dome. This some real nigga shit, and I'm blessing on the wisdom with the genesis. Knowledge the beginning, get defensive when I mention it. Big homie, big bombs to the sky. Biochemist drop the 4th of July. Little nigga pay the cost, little nigga keep jumping like you ball, little nigga. Shooters on the court, little nigga got the corners on the payroll. Bakers will get your steak close. Stack pesos, push buttons just when I say so, yeah. America, are you ready? I'm always ready, right? I'm always ready. That's what y'all gonna say. Yeah. Peace and love to you. You already know you tuned into the Mobcast. I'm your host, DRU. We gonna get right into it. You know what I'm saying? First off, before we even start off the episode, I definitely want to give a shout out to the homie Neef. You know what I'm saying? She definitely worked hard on putting together this episode with me. Also to my boy Sace. You know what I'm saying? He definitely works hard behind the scenes. Also to my man Ralphie. He works hard behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? To bring all of this good conversation and podcast to your living room or wherever you listening or watching this at. Peace. So I definitely want to start that off. Also, this is episode 6. Episode 10, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have a special giveaway. Subscribe and watch the YouTube. We're going to have a special giveaway. We're going to give away that on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? On the YouTube channel. So make sure you watch out for that. That's episode 10. Every 10 episodes, we're going to do this giveaway stuff. Give back to the people any way that we could. You know what I'm saying? As we grow, you grow. Boom. Check it out. You already know. Yeah. So, as we, thank you, sir. As we going through what we going through as far as our subjects are concerned, I had the epiphany that we never really spoke about education in our communities. Now, obviously, this is very, very important to grow our babies. You know what I'm saying? So all parents want to grow their babies in a particular type of way. They want their babies, all parents want their babies to be successful. We know that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of things in this world get kind of mixed up. And a lot of information is not given. So I thought it would be a good idea to put something on the table. And the subject today is the difference between traditional schools and trade schools in America. I'm in New York City. So we're going to primarily talk about New York City, but we also are going to span the subject nationwide because it is definitely a situation that needs to be talked about. Now, under the 1996 graduation policy in New York City public schools, public high schools, by the way, this was phased in 2004. All students had to be able to pass English, math, science, global studies, American history, and government tests, right? So Regents, basically. I know all your kids heard of it. You've heard of it. Yo, I got to take my Regents. I got to do my Regents, et cetera, right? So we know, you know what I'm saying? We all know that, you know, come big test time, the kids got to be focused. The school is focused. But what does that turn into as far as like economic relevancy in today's society? Because our community, we don't really have the economic fortitude to compete with other situations or other communities. Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? And not to single out any communities or whatever, but like I said before, I focus mainly on the Black experience because it's the Black experience that I live. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, anybody who knows me personally knows that I don't hate anybody. I don't have nothing against anybody, but I am about the black experience because I am a black man, right? So check that out. So now, the funny thing about education in America is they make a big deal out of getting your high school diploma. Not saying that's not wrong. We're just going through it now. Getting your college degree, getting a master's degree, getting a doctorate degree. But what they don't tell you is over 2 million African Americans who have masters and doctorates now. Master and a doctorate. Word of mother. PhD. You know what I'm talking about. I said it right the first time. But a doctorate degree. Pardon me. And you could correct me if you want to. I'm not too proud to be corrected. But over 2 million African Americans with a master's and a PhD are unemployed. How is that the case? Right? The jobs or the skills that are obtained in these, universities are not translating to jobs. They're not translating to economic stability and economic advancement in the black community. Now, a lot of people will say, how is that so? Or a lot of people might ask, a lot of people might say, not even ask, a lot of people might say that it's because of the competitive nature of the workforce. Okay, we'll go with that premise for a minute, all right? So, me and the good people at the Mobcast podcast decided to take a look at something. Just take a look at something. And this is why the subject came about. Traditional schools versus trade schools in the black community. Okay. With that being said, we're going to get it underway. Now, it is funny. Actually, it's not going to be funny. Actually, it's going to upset you. And I'm sorry to upset you. I'm sorry to upset you, but, information is power. You know what I'm saying? Now, trade schools. Before the 1970s in New York City, they were part of most high schools in this region. Now, you could have graduated to become a carpenter, a welder, an electrician, a plumber. These are all jobs that are never going nowhere. Your toilet is always going to be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's always going to need to fix a toilet. Somebody's always going to have to lay down some carpentry. Somebody's always going to have to work in the sheet metal field. Somebody's always going to have to work on bridges, especially now. You see the infrastructure. The infrastructure in America is a multi-billion-dollar business. You see all the infrastructure. If y'all don't know, the infrastructure is actually one of the most prevailing emergency situations as far as like how old the infrastructure is. It needs to be rebooted. So with that being said, you're going to need steel workers. You're going to need welders. And I have a special affinity for welders. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need all of these professions, right? Electricians. So you never get enough of an electrician, right? We all know that electricians make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Well, depending on where you at. And depending on if you run your business or if you work for a company, but you're going to be able to make good money to feed your family. So go back to the first premise of what we was talking about when we was building on how our babies are sent to high school as young men and women, and they are essentially, required to take and pass these Regents exams to graduate from school, right? Okay. Keep that in mind while I read this to you. So, most of these trades don't require a 4-year degree. That's one. Most of these jobs are in desperate need of racial diversity. That's two. However, some of the big educational services are not an option. Some of the big educational vocational services are not an option. or not as much as an option because you can find them here and there. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to aviation high school. That's a school to fix planes. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually a licensed A&P mechanic. Basically, I can go fix a plane. You know what I mean? I've never done it, though. I never worked for it. You know what I'm saying? But I can go fix a plane. I'm also a welder, right? My affinity for welders, right? So I'm a walking employment bag. Like, I'll never be unemployed. You know what I'm saying? But this is why this subject is interesting to me because there's a lot of individuals out here that are out here with low paying jobs or no jobs. And it kind of, well, we'll get to that later. What I'm trying to say is it's not necessary. It's not really necessary if you got the information, right? Now, dental hygiene starts off at $51,000, and this is out of high school, y'all, and tops off at $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of our babies will go to school and go to college, get their 4-year degree, and be in particular low paying jobs or have no jobs at all. And a lot of our babies are going to school. And not saying this is a bad thing because, listen, knowledge is power, but is your job economically relevant for your survival? That's ultimately the question. You know what I mean? Electrical engineering starts off at $94,000, tops off at $149,000. I don't want to go too fast, so let me know if you want me to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Because those two occupations alone in our communities, those two occupations alone in our communities is going to would help out a lot of households, right? Let's go to the third. And I got my little trusty notes here. I'm sorry, pardon me. I got my little trusty notes here. You know what I'm saying? To help me keep guided because there's a lot of information on this subject. So, construction management starts off at $89,000 and tops off at $158,000. Bro. Out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I even go further, obviously, if you're giving a 17 or 18-year-old this amount of money, obviously, they're going to have to learn how to be financially sufficient. They're going to have to know how to maneuver their money to make more money. You know what I'm saying? But out of high school, these numbers are ridiculous. Let me go further. Management information systems starts off at $136,000. It tops off at $208,000. Stop it. There's not too many jobs. As a matter of fact, I know a lawyer because I went to John Jay Criminal College of Criminal Justice. I'm a very multicultural guy, by the way. I'm a very multicultural guy. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I've experienced a lot of things in my life. I'm real big on learning from where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And, I've been to school. Not to say that it makes me any smarter or dumber. But I done been to multiple places in which I can compare and contrast things, right? So I went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice. I know a couple lawyers. And they don't make this much. You know what I'm saying? Facts. I know a couple people in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? Nurses and all that. And it's comparable. As a matter of fact, some of these jobs make more than them. But it's comparable. You know what I'm saying? I know nurses who make good money. I know doctors who make good money. But this is comparable. You know what I'm saying? Let's go forward. Economics. 101 starting, 181 top. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Computer engineering, 115 starting, 172 top. Now, before I even go any further, you ever had, well, I'm talking to the parents with adult kids, teenage kids, but adult kids, you know what I'm saying? I treat all kids like adults. I talk to them like adults anyway. You know You know what I'm saying? I don't have a hierarchy when it comes to kids, but I do understand, understand on knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the hierarchy of things. Not the hierarchy of people, but the order of things. The hierarchy of things. Pardon me. And you have to accumulate a certain type of experience in something. You know what I'm saying? Before you would be able to master it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever read the book Mastery by Robert Greene, but if you have, then you understand my point. But anyway, going back to my initial thought, if you have an 18-year-old child in your house right now who graduated high school, who's in college, who got no money, you know what I'm saying? This should be interesting to you because he or she can go to college and work in these fields. You know what I'm saying? And basically pay for college. And not even get those exuberant loans that we be getting. You know, I know a lot of people got student loans. Them student loans, the APR on them shits be so ridiculous and exuberant. Yo, those loans alone, people are not going to pay off. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you put a dent in it, so to speak, it'll come right back to you. Yo, them interest rates on them loans is retarded. Do you imagine your 18-year-old boy or girl? Let me say girls first because I don't want to make the women feel away, right? Do you imagine your 18-year-old girl or boy or girl, doesn't matter, I'm just playing, has an electrical engineer, just picking it out of the hat, and making $94,000? You know what I'm saying? And then, all right, you know what? I'm an electrical engineer, and I want to go to school to be an entertainment lawyer. And he or she can handle the responsibility of paying for their own schooling. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? Do you know how far your household would get under those circumstances? Big facts. Can you imagine your 18-year-old son or daughter, you know what I'm saying, working in the field of dental hygiene, starting off with a $51,000 salary? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, topping out at 100. These trades, you know what I'm saying, can help you do whatever you want, especially when it's done early, and when you can manipulate the finances or manipulate the money and direct it right. All right, let me go further before let me give you some more fields per se. And not to knock no occupation or any way you do things. This is just for information purposes. And if you want a live piece to you, you know what I'm saying? If you want a live piece to you, chime in if you want. Because I know we all have this issues. A lot of people have student loan issues. A lot of people have occupational issues like their job don't pay enough, et cetera, right? Anyway, let's move on. I think I said computer engineering already. I believe I said it, but if I didn't, it's 115 bottom, 172 top. Computer programming. Now, I know a computer programmer, and he makes uku bread, but it's 80,000 on the bottom and 130 top. Now, this computer engineer that I know, this person that works in the computer engineering field that I know, is a young boy. I think he's 23, and he makes about 150 easy. Easy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean like being lazy, because, young people are, you know what I mean? Not saying young people are lazy, but they kind of are. Because when I was young, I was lazy as shit. You know what I mean? Moving on. Engineering. 94,000 bottom, 149 top. Master plumber. 51,000 bottom, 91 top. Sheet metal worker, 47,000 bottom and 85,000 on the top. HVAC technician, 45,000 on the bottom, 73 on the top. Welder, 39,000 on the bottom, 62 on the top. Now, let me stop there. Because like I said, I got an affinity for welders because I'm a welder. You know what I'm saying? Now, I this shit happened by accident with me, but whatever. Now, I work for a company. I ain't gonna say the company name because you know how this shit go. You know how shit go in their world. You know what I mean? But I work for a company in which the bottom pay for welders is 72, and the top pay is 112. Now, if I would have found this when I was 20 years old, plus be plugged up with a mentor, you know what I'm saying? A mentor that would teach me how to make my finances turn into more money, I'd probably be a multi-millionaire right now. Not saying I'm not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I'll be a multi-motherfucking millionaire right now. Facts. Let me keep going real quick. Aircraft mechanic, 60,000 to 88, 60,000 bottom, 88,000 top. I don't know if I said that. If I did, I apologize. Auto mechanic tech is 38,000 bottom, 64 on the top. Electrician is 53 on the bottom, 53,000 as I'm saying, and 90,000 on the top. Truck driver is $27 an hour on the bottom and 63 on the top. And I know for a fact, because I know about 5 or 6 truck drivers in my life, they make over 200, depending on the company you work for. That's crazy. Anyway, healthcare administrator, 58,000 on the bottom, 176 on the top. Business administration is 52, 750 on the bottom, and 163, 480 on the top. Now, I hope y'all was with me when I put all of these numbers together, because let's talk about what occupation or what your occupation pays. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you work in a good job, you know what I'm saying? Something that pays the bills. In New York City, you know what I'm saying? Average New York City median income is 62,000. And let me double check, because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to correct myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Correction. 57,782. And this is according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 2013 to 2017. And this is the community survey of 5-year estimates. 57,782. Right? If you were a healthcare administrator, you would top that by $1,000 right out of high school. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because as far as money-wise in the community, you know what I'm saying? Traditional schools, we have to have a specific plan for our babies when we send them into traditional schools. If we're going to send them into traditional schools, we got to have a specific plan. A specific plan for them, or they do. They have to have a specific plan for what they're going to do with what they learned to turn it into money. Now, is this episode kind of about how to get your money up? Yes, it really is. But we're going to do it the classy way today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it the classy way today. Now, benefits of attending trade schools versus traditional college or traditional schools is students are able to quickly transition into the workforce because the training they receive is hands-on and specific to the industry, minimizing the lag time between graduation and employment. Job placement rates for technical colleges far outpace those of traditional 4-year colleges. And I hope y'all don't mind I hope you don't mind me being a little robotic today and reading off some of my notes and some of the notes that was prepared by me and the homie Neef. Big shout out to Neef again. That is One of the things about getting out of school um, is the unknown. And I remember when I got out of school, it was a little different for me because I always worked. I always had a side hustle. I was always able to generate money and all that. But at the same time, like I said, I'm in New York City, so money here is different than other parts of the country, with the exception of San Francisco, LA, you know what I'm saying? Some parts of the South. You feel me? Like money here is not as long. It won't go as long in other places. Like your money here is real short money unless you double it up, triple it up. You know what I'm saying? But back to the original thought, which is when you first graduate college, high school, a lot of people are going into college. So we'll use college as an example. When you first graduate college, it's a real unknown. And it's scary. Now, a lot of people will put themselves in the position to just go work for anything. So I hear a lot about banks. I hear a lot about working in the airport. Not to say that these are bad professions, but how much do they pay? You know what I'm saying? Do they allow you to take your money and double it up and triple it up? You know what I'm saying? Does it allow you to move and manipulate money to make money for you? Because that's really what it is. That's really what the name of the game is to make money for you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these trades, they don't really do that. As a matter of fact, I know a teacher, a dude, real good teacher too. I ain't gonna front, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real good teacher. He teaches social studies in the New York City public high schools, but he's been homeless twice. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So not to say that you shouldn't do your passion or whatever, but just to compare and put these trades on the table, we need to seriously think about putting our babies or directing our babies into this position, because it allows you to be able to economically at least have some type of fighting chance in this environment. You know what I'm saying? Because New York, I don't know where you at in the country, but even no matter where you are in the country, you want to be able to have them funds to not only maintain a specific type of life, but to improve. Everybody wants to live this quote unquote American dream. And it's true to other people, but it's not true to us. If we want our economic stability and our economic advancement, we're going to have to take it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the ways to take it without using force is to get up in certain things that they have to pay you for. You see, I could get on this podcast all day, right? And I could be in front of you all day, but it takes a certain type of number scheme per se. And I don't mean to say it like that, but that's what it is. It really is. How many viewers do you have and how much following do you have? It's all really number schemes. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is basically everything in this business that you're watching me in, is how many people can he influence? You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what my bread and butter is when it comes to this. But when it comes to a trade, it's basically what can you do and how much experience you got. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Really, with no experience in certain trades, you're getting in, because there's such a shortage of people that they're going to hire whatever. When I say whatever, I don't mean whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I more so mean they're going to hire people with no experience, right? How many of you have looked on apply for a job, whatever the case may be? You're on a computer diligently doing your due diligence, right? Some of my words are a little fucked up because of my New York twang, pardon me. You know what I'm saying? You on the computer, boom, every day you hitting it. You know what I'm saying? They tell you need a doctorate. Why am I fucking up that word? Anyway, a PhD. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you need a PhD and 10 years experience. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did I go to school for all this time? Or you need a master's degree and 5 years experience. Like, are you serious? Or You know what I'm saying? You need a bachelor's degree and 8 years experience. Like what? When you have a trade, that's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Most of these trades, especially the trade that I'm in, like I said, I'm a welder. You know what I'm saying? So, especially the trade that I'm in, like really and truly, maybe a year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a year. And it depends on where you at and how much they need you, because there's a shortage of good tradesmen in the trades field, in the vocational field, right? Now, in the minority community, and I don't like to say that word, so let me change my vernacular. In the black community, there's a lot of pressure to go to traditional schools. And obviously, you want your child to have the best education possible for the position that you're in. So you're always going to push for what you feel like is best for your child, which is understandable. But it often leads to the misconception that traditional schools are not good enough or are not going to pay you. And I don't even know if people even know this about trades. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't. I'm not even going to front. And I went to a trades high school. I ain't even going to front. They always told you that you'll be able to make a good living off your trade, off your trade job, or whatever the case may be. But I didn't know that. Like, the young boy, whatever the case may be, I didn't, and I was where I was at the time. I didn't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? But I know people in this field, in the airline industry, you know what I'm saying? Airline mechanics since high school. They ain't touch college. You know what I'm saying? They living real good lives. Actually, I know a couple millionaires because they learn how to move their money. But you can imagine coming out of school making $60,000, $80,000. You're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? So as a result of just the mentality in our communities, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We're just giving you another option. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of positions opening. There's a high demand of trade vocations or trade occupations available. You know what I'm saying? In any community that you in. I mean, in any area that you in as an African American individual. If you were to learn how to be, like I said, a welder or electrician or plumber, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get paid pretty quick. And you're going to get a job really quick because there's a shortage of people. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Now, the funny thing about this situation is the demographics of where these schools are. You know what I'm saying? Now, the high-ranking trade schools' racial demographics looks a lot different than the numbers of the 4 top colleges. The Midwest makes up only a quarter of the four-year list, pardon me. But 60% of technical schools are from the region. You know what I'm saying? So 60% of trade schools are in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those schools are not in black communities. That's one. Two, as far as in comparison to people on the East Coast, if you're in New York or you're in Florida, you're in North Carolina, etc., there's an extreme disadvantage for you to even find a trade school. You know what I'm saying? Facts. They exist though. They exist. But it's not as abundant as if you going to the cornfields of Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Not to knock nobody in Iowa, but you get what I'm saying. And that in itself tells you where the target audience is. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's in your community, depending on the actual job, the target or the actual occupation, you'll see the difference. You'll see the target audiences. You know what I'm saying? Or the target people that they're trying to employ. And, some of these things are passed on from daddy to grandson, from daddy to son to grandson, to his great grandkids, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Like, that shit go down the line. I know people, like I said, I'm in the trades field, so I know people who, you know what I'm saying, like, they've never went to school in their life. Like, facts, dead ass. Like, I know a family of plumbers. When I say school, I mean traditional school. I apologize. They never went to traditional schooling in their whole life. I know a whole family line of plumbers. I know a whole family line of welders. I know a whole family line of electricians, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I know a whole family line of aircraft technicians. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that I've noticed in their living, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, there's variables to it, of course, you know what I'm saying? But, just strictly sticking to the subject is that they all living good. And they all not in poverty. And they never known what poverty is. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what the fuck poverty is. They never lived below the poverty line. They never know what it's like to go without. You know what I'm saying? Because not to say that they rich, but they all live a particular type of living. Like, they all live away. You know what I'm saying? So, this is an important thing that I felt like I needed to mention. Financial aid for trade schools versus traditional schools. Let me read this per verbatim because this is definitely an important piece of information. There is 1.5 trillion in student debt as of the end of last year. This is the end of 2019, excuse me. As of the end of 2018. That was a year ago, so it ain't changed much. It's $1.5 trillion. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. Outstanding debt, 1.5 trillion. Let me go on. Now, that's according to the Federal Reserve. 4 out of 10 adults under the age of 30 have student loan debt. 4 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? 4 out of 10. Now, 1.5 trillion being the outstanding is the outstanding student debt in America, right? And 4 out of 10 carry some type of piece of that 1.5 trillion outstanding debt. That is bananas. That is bananas. That is bananas. If we were to divide, and we're going to, let's do it here. 1.5 trillion. And I don't think it's necessary. You get what I'm pointing. It's not necessary. I'm sorry. I apologize. But divide 1.5 trillion. You know what I'm saying? Take the population of the American people, right? Take the ratio 4 to 10 and divide 1.5 trillion by that ratio. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money per person. You know what I mean? A lot of money per person. Crazy. Under the age of 30 too. Under the age of 30, these kids, they don't even have a chance to get up under the rock. The rock is just thrown on top of their head. Shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're going after a master and doctorate degree, I finally got it right? It often leads to more debt, of course. And vocational and technical education tends to cost significantly less while giving you significantly more. So, with that being said, and certain jobs, I want to add this too. Certain jobs will give you the vocation or the vocational trade or the trade occupation, pardon me, for free. You know what I'm saying? Like certain jobs, if you get to certain jobs or whatever the case may be, they'll pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously it's a benefit to them, but it's definitely a benefit to you. Right. So the current government support for trade schools. Now, on July 31st of last year, President Trump signed into law a revamped extension of the Bush-era Perkins Career and Technical Education Act of 2006, reassuring the federal government's commitment to technical education. This loan is a federal loan with lower interest rates and greater protections. Minorities are often unaware of these benefits when making decisions between trade schools and traditional schools. So, more than likely, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is for. More than likely, you don't know that you're going to get a lower interest rate loan, you know what I'm saying, with greater protections if you go to a trade school. Now, like I said before, the important information, and I hope you didn't forget, is depending on the job you go to or the company you go to, some of these trades you can get for free. You know what I'm saying? That's like the underlying secret. You feel me? So when we send our babies to school, it's important for us to look at these options. You know what I'm saying? It's important for us to look at these options because some of these options, like, you know, they're gonna pay more than some of these jobs, some of these occupations that these babies can go into, and they're not babies. Let me stop calling them that. These young men and women can go into will probably pay more than your current position and wherever you at right now. And not to disrespect anybody's occupation or whatever the case may be, but you could go a long way with some of these things, man, with some of these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we have a lot of impoverished communities in which we could really, like, some of these occupations could really, really change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Really change the narrative. So I wanna like connect it to where we at financially or economically, worldwide. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know by now, we are the 10th leading country. If you put all of us together, we are the 10th leading country in the world. You know what I'm saying? We average over $1 trillion of economic resources. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we got some black elite, which is good and bad at the same time, right? But in our communities, this used to be a thing. Like, we used to, some of your some of your grandfathers, your elders are from the South or even from the North, definitely, of course, definitely, and from the North. Growing up in the 30s and the 40s, they was able to run their whole household by working in a factory. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of your grandparents are trained vocational or trained tradesmen. You know what I'm saying? And they was able to take care of you, your mama. You know what I'm saying? Well, you wasn't here yet, but they was able to take care of your mama, your daddy, they 5 siblings. You know what I'm saying? They cousins, the auntie, uncle. They was able to do that. Obviously inflation, and the economics now are way different than then. But if you were to, let's just say you're in a household, you know what I'm saying? And you have 3 kids. And 2 of your kids, right? 2 of your kids, just 2 of them, 2 out of 3, were to pick a trade and go into the trade. Now you have you definitely have $100,000 plus income coming into your household, more. And then one of them were to go to a traditional school. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, I don't know, let's go back to the lawyer thing. This person wanted to become a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? If you did that economically, if you did it right economically, your little sister or little brother or whoever wanted to go to law school is not gonna have any loans. You know what I'm saying? If you had 3 or 4 babies in the crib and one of them picked the trade at like 17, 18, and you took this money and divvied it up. When I say divvy it up, I mean like invest it appropriately. You know what I'm saying? Because you need your money to make money. And divvied it up. Those 3 other babies can take that money, right? Take that invested money. You know what I'm saying? And let's say 3 of those babies are entrepreneurs. Those 3 babies can make companies to change the world and turn that $100,000 income into $100 million. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all with me. You know what I mean? Because it's different when you're making this income and you got kids and you have a family to feed. Even though you can make things happen with that. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? But it's real different to make this type of income in your 30s as opposed to doing it at 17. You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely why, it is essential for us to at least make this an option in our communities. At least an option. It has to be an option. Definitely. Like I said, I know people. I went to high school with people right now who are doing well off. And I hope those people, and if they watching, peace to y'all. As a matter of fact, one of my mans is watching. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you telling people about your experiences. You know what I'm saying? Or telling your little baby about your experiences. Because, you can really change a whole neighborhood with just this. You imagine, right? In a 5-block radius. And I'm the type that I always see the bigger picture. Maybe it's a negative, maybe it's a positive. I don't know. But I like to see the bigger picture in things. Let's say you know what I'm saying? Your homeboy, Mike down the block, his cousin, you feel me? You know people in the neighborhood. Let's say 5 people in the neighborhood. 5 people in the neighborhood. You raise your babies and you put them into a trade. Let's say each of y'all got 2 kids. So let's say 5 families. Each of y'all got 2 or 3 kids, and one of them go into a trade, become a tradesman. One of them. You know what I'm saying? So let's just average it to 100,000, because you're definitely gonna get 100,000. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. You know what I'm saying? Let's just average it to 100,000 for those 5 families. That's $500,000. You know what I'm saying? $500,000. Now, if I'm presuming that the 5 families are smart enough to come together. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they are. But even if they're not, but we're doing it together for now, and then we'll do it separately. 500,000 between those 5 families. If they're smart enough, they'll take half of that income, which is 250,000, right? 250,000, and invest it. Do you know how much? Let me not even use profanity too much on this episode. You know what I'm saying? I was told that I curse too much and all that. I get it. I'm a passionate guy. I'm sorry. I don't really, check my speech. You know what I'm saying? But do you imagine what you can, you know what I mean? You invest 250,000 in multiple portfolios. Oh, mom. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how you setting up your family for generational wealth? And that's the thing, black people. That's the thing. And I'm not saying you need to kumbaya with everybody in your neighborhood or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that at all. But what we need to do, I'm just giving my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Based on my paradigm. But what we need to do is find at least 1 to 2 people. 1 to 2 people, you know what I'm saying? In our communities. You know what I'm saying? In which that we can practice collective wealth with. We can collectively pull our money together. You know what I'm saying? And we can invest in different portfolios or invest in different things. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Some people like the 9 to 5 days or whatever the case may be. I get it. Listen, I'm more of a, even though I work, I'm more of an entrepreneur spirit. I like to run my own thing, but that don't mean everybody like to do it. But everybody like money though. Everybody like money though. Facts. If just to be purely selfish, it would behoove you to get with another family. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do this with the young men and women, fine. But if you want to do this with the men and women, with the adult men and women, fine. Doesn't matter. And collectively pull some money together. You know what I'm saying? And you can easily do this in a trades field. Now, there's some jobs, you feel me? There's some jobs, you feel me, that are going to pay you appropriately. You know what I'm saying? There's some jobs that will do that. But how long do you gotta wait? You know what I'm saying? How long do you gotta wait to get to the top or get to a place economically at your place of employment for you to be able to be comfortable? That's a good question. Pardon me. That's a great question. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to coming out of school and immediately making, I just gave you all types of numbers. You know what I'm saying? I give you the lowest number, 51,000. I know people right now, grown men and women right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking nobody's income because it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here. Like I just told you, over 2 million African Americans with doctorate, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And master's degrees. You know what I mean? You can correct me on my grammar later. I promise you, I will not be mad. But the point is, over 2 million African Americans in our community with higher degrees, you know what I'm saying, are unemployed. They don't got no job. They are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Yo, you know what's crazy? Like 3 months ago, you know what I'm saying? I met a homeless man. Now, don't ask me why or how. You know, that's not important. Anyway, this dude has 3 degrees. Yo, he has 3 degrees. Bachelor's of Science. He got a Bachelor of Science in shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, whatever. I forgot what he got degrees in, but he has 3 degrees. He has a Bachelor's in Science, a Bachelor's in Arts. He has a Master's degree. I remember that. I forgot what he actually majored in. But he homeless. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, if you got a trade, you'll never be homeless. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because trades rule America. We need to get up in these trades, y'all. We need to get up in these trades. That's a big fact. Trades rule America. It ain't going nowhere. I don't give a pardon me. Let me chill with the profanity. I don't care what America does. You still going to need to build new bridges. You definitely need new infrastructure because all this shit in America is falling apart. You know what I'm saying? I know you be driving on the bridges, especially if you're in New York. You work on the Triborough, they're doing work. On the BQE, it seems like they always doing work. On the Verrazano, they're doing work. And the Whitestone, every once in a while, they do work. But every infrastructure, you know what I'm saying? Every piece of infrastructure has to get touched. The Metro North's lines is decimated. Yo, MTA has a 10-year plan. MTA got a 10-year plan. If you're from New York, if you're not from New York, pardon me, this is what they call the transit system, Metropolitan Transportation Authority. You know what I'm saying? But if you're from New York, you know what I'm talking about. MTA has a 10-year plan in place to fix all of the fucked up rails. And they're talking about shutting off 24-hour service in New York to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, not at the end of the day, you need to go get a piece of that bread, man. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I feel, yo, listen. Listen. You feel me? If you really want to sell a pack, and I'm not relegating black men or black women to selling drugs. So let me take that back. And I apologize because that's wrong of me. Because we're not only drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I'm trying to make a point to where, you know, because black men and women are naturally free people. You know what I'm saying? They naturally don't want to punch a clock. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because we're used to running our own collective. We're used to running our own situation. You know what I mean? It's in us. It's innately in us. You know what I'm saying? Intuitively. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to go to work and listen to the man. I get it. But check this out. If you wanted to run your own business, whatever that is, even if you don't want to run your own business, I know you can do a lot with 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Big facts. I know you could do a lot with 100 joints. Tell me no. Tell me no. Yo. I'm reading some of the comments and shit. You know what I'm saying? Big facts. Some of my dudes from high school are in here. And they're telling me how much they get paid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm on the live and they putting out big boy numbers. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen. We all know the saying, scared money don't make no money. And we don't want to put our lives on the line for us to make money. There's a lot of things in this world that are purposely killing us, or trying to anyway, because we're never going anywhere. I don't know why they don't get it, but that's a different subject in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? But we all know that there's numerous things in this world that want to destroy the black men and women, right? But let's not tie our economic survival, to our survival. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Like, we all want to make bread. And I'm sorry, y'all, the live went off. You know what I'm saying? The live went off, and I apologize. But I hope y'all was listening. We do connect our economic survival to our survival, because if I can't eat, I can't eat. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat to survive, or whatever the case may be. But what I'm trying to say is, we can live comfortably. You know what I'm saying? We can live comfortably if we started spreading out some of the responsibility to obtain economic wealth. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our young boys and a lot of our young kings and queens are good with their hands, B. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you could put your hands up and knock somebody the fuck out, you can weld, B. Facts. Yo, I'm dead ass. You know what I'm saying? If you can get on that bar and do pull-ups, you know what I mean? You can wire and move a conduit. You could be an electrician. You know what I'm saying? You could be an underground splicer. I ain't even mention overhead electricians. Yo, I know people who went to Puerto Rico to set up them electric lines. $30,000 in a month. $30,000 in a month. King, you telling me you can't do good with $30,000 in a month? Stop it. And I'm talking about take home money, God. Take home money. Queen, you telling me you can't do good with $30,000 in a month? Now, I'm not good with heights. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that shit. But I see some of you, pardon the profanity. No profanity. Or keep it to a very minimum. Keep it very minimum. But I know people that go on roller coasters and they ride that joint and they don't make a face. If you put me on a roller coaster, I might tear up. I'm extra PUSS, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know some of y'all, man, you don't want to get in that little dump truck, go up in the air 30 feet and make 30. Stop it. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, anyway, I don't want to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? But this is all the subjects that we bring up are important subjects, and this is an important subject to bring to the table because there's so much money out there for us, y'all. You feel me? And we got to put ourselves in position to take it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the ways to take our economic position is by getting into some of these jobs that they don't want us in, but they got to give it to us. Facts. If you know how to if you know how to be a tradesman, if you are a tradesman, you getting in. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You getting in because there's such a shortage of them. There's such a shortage of them. Fuck. Let's hire this. I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean. Anyway, peace and love to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hope I ain't talk too much. I hope I got the point across. I hope I gave y'all the examples. I hope I didn't confuse y'all. You know what I'm saying? I hope I was clear enough. And et cetera, but we're going to try it again next time. You know what I'm saying? You already know. You're listening to the Mobcast. I'm your host, DRU, signing out. Peace.